discussing guitar videos. So, it's been a while since I've done another one of these. Just recently recovering from a pretty bad shoulder injury the last month or so. But I'm all good. It clicks when I move it, but it's okay. I actually messed up my right arm now. I got armbarred the shit out of my right arm the other day, so we're going to see how well I can play. I'm trying to balance playing mariachi and doing jiu-jitsu both at the same time. I don't know. Anybody else out there who does, mariachi music or classical guitar and likes to choke the shit out of people for fun? Let me know in the comments below. So for this guitar, obviously in the title, how to play mariachi guitar and how to hold the guitar, okay? So this is really a request a friend of mine gave me the other day. He teaches students, and he's just like, hey bro, I want to get your idea and your perspective on how you hold the classical guitar. And it was something he was telling me that he was struggling with in his own personal practice and performance, that sometimes he feels uncomfortable with things. And I'm like, well, posture I think is a good one, and I think that's why so many people make a big deal out of this stuff. So for mariachi guitar, when I was taught how to play, most of the things they taught me were a classical posture, meaning most guys will take their knee, right, or their leg, and they'll put it on a little pedestal for classical players, and then this part of the guitar will sit on the lap, right? And that seems to work pretty well for classical players. Flamenco guitarists, they do a completely different thing. But I like it for my playing, right? Because I'll play with a guitar strap, around my neck, and at a nice comfortable, level. I tend to keep the guitar to my chest, right? So the sound hole is pretty much right, one-to-one with my chest, and I can kind of just feel, and I can definitely feel it. How I'm playing the vibrato, especially for a really good instrument like this. And any instrument really, you can get a feel for how you're playing and what you're doing. Posture is a big one. I don't like to slouch like this when I'm playing gigs and playing like that. It's not good. I like to keep my forearm wrapped around the guitar, right? So I like to keep this here because this kind of isolates the wrist, so that when I'm playing, I'm focused more on not. Some people go like this, right? That looks very inappropriate. I'm not even exaggerating. I was playing a gig the other night. I saw someone doing this. I'm just like, I don't know where they learned that. Maybe that's comfortable, but I like to keep the forearm here. It's like a pivot, right? So I have strength in my shoulder, in my bicep. Oh, my shoulder just popped. Holy shit. If I really want to get on the bitch, we can do this, right? We can get on the guitar. Right, but I'm not digging into, I'm not even touching the surface of the guitar, right? All of this is just going straight to the string and then away from the guitar, right? Up and away. If you start to put your shoulder like that, right? What I think is eventually going to happen to you is when you have the guitar straight like this and you're over like that, and you're doing this stuff, right? You're up here, you're scrunched in, you're trying to find your comfort zone. That's where you start to make contact with the guitar, right? Or if you're just always starting from here in the middle of the strings, because you're not doing my other exercises, and so you're having trouble with the wrist, right? I like to start here, right, above the strings, so that when I have the attack, right? And I mean, I like that. That sounds, it sounds like mariachi to me. There's no effort doing that. It's all just easy leverage, right? Again, I like to keep the guitar like parallel to my chest and not crazy angle like a super classical player would do it. Not super out like this, like some flamenco guitarists would do, but just straight and easy, right? I don't put the guitar strap around my back, my shoulder. That's not comfortable to me because it feels like it's pulling it this way. And I don't like that feeling. So keep it nice and straight, nice and center. Right? It's super easy for the left hand too, because when I have the guitar like this, you know, I have like a 90-degree angle, right? Angle here. It's not out like that. It's not over like this, you know. And it's here. It's right connected to the guitar. Right? Super easy access. I'm not even struggling at all, right? To transition those chords, play them in time. It's posture, right? It's good posture. For things like, you know, like joropo music, like right? It's super easy to play the downstrap, right? And the right, up, right? You have access, right? You don't have the trouble. Good posture, right? One thing I've seen some folks do, and it just could be a physicality thing. You know, I'm not the skinniest guy in the world. I'm kind of a big, chubby guy myself. I've been fat a time or two. Is sometimes the guys have the guitar with a guitar strap around their shoulder, and it's like hanging off of their gut, right? So it's like out here, and so they're having to play like that, and it's a little weird. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they have shorter arms than I do, and they have a bigger, you know. They have a bit of a panza coming over, right? And so the guitar tends to stick out like that. Like literally, I've seen guys where the guitar is just like that on them. And it's like, huh? How are you guys playing like this? Like, I don't get that. Like, is it really a necessity, or is it just like something, whatever, you know? I'm not a skinny guy, so, you know, I can't talk too much shit. But I like to play center like this, right? So. I mean, honestly, guys, when you're playing Mariachi guitar and you're with a good group, and you have a good set, and you're playing with good posture and you're comfortable and you guys are jamming and grooving and the audience is responding, I mean, you're going to get in. Right? So keep good posture, right? That's all I ever tell students is posture, right? Have a decent angle so you can support your, you know, your left hand. Pivot off the side of the guitar so that you can actually get leverage and you can actually, you know, get something out of the guitar and control it, right? And you don't have these ding marks and, you know, craters in your guitar. You don't start getting like carpal tunnel problems and stuff like that in your shoulders and your arms. You know, I always tell people to stretch, right? Good technique like that. So yeah, guys, that's how to play mariachi guitar. Not really. And honestly, I've seen a lot of great players out there do other things because some players are short, some players are tall and lanky like me, some guys are fat, some guys are skinny. Really, my number one thing about playability is playability. Like, it has to be comfortable. Like, if you don't have comfort when you're playing an instrument, you're going to struggle. And that struggle is going to translate to your chords, right? If you don't have comfort, you don't have playability, you can't play the damn guitar, right? If you don't feel comfortable with your position and what you're doing. If you're watching this and you're struggling and you can't quite figure out why, my suggestion is just go in front of a mirror and like, okay, how do I stand when I stand? How am I playing? It's like, okay, maybe let's try this, let's try that. go on YouTube. There's like what you're doing right now, watching my video, and look at other really high-level mariachi players and see how they're doing it, right? Maybe they suffer from, technique issues as well, but they're out there doing it, and they're doing what works for them, right? And so study, be a student, and you can take my advice, or you could not like what I'm doing, and please comment. I mean, what do you guys do that helps you get what you want out of playing the guitar? There's vihuela players, there's guitarrón players, there's harp players, there's guys who play golpe. You kind of have to play golpe a certain way to get the most out of that instrument because you're playing all the way up here, and it's kind of a full-size instrument. But for guitar players, guys, I mean, first and foremost, I'm a guitar player. That was my first love, and that's what I've spent the most time with in my life, is playing this instrument. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for supporting the Play Mariachi podcast. Please subscribe if you want to see more of that stuff. It's a lot of fun just to sit down and talk about the gig life with people, and if you guys are watching it, it's really not a bashing session. It's really just like what's been people's experience, like how did they handle gigs and all that kind of fun stuff. I'm trying not to curse too much in these videos. Apparently YouTube doesn't like foul language, but what I say is this is America, so I can say whatever we want, right? So we're gonna just end with that, and hope you guys have a good Sunday. Hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and hope you guys had fun gigging all weekend. Later.